Yes, everybody, you are checking out Canadian Crates, MaximumFM.ca. This is your man, Mike Boogie, and I got my homie Lanre in the building, and you're here to talk about your book, 27th Letters, and also the book launch that you're doing in August.
Yes. Thanks for having me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
But August 14th, it's a Sunday. We're having a book launch for this book that I wrote based on letters I wrote my daughter while I was incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
And got some performance coming through, and I'll tell you about the performance later on.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know,
no doubt. Yeah, but we'll talk about the book right now. So, like you said, it's a book of the letters you were writing back and forth to your daughter while you were incarcerated. And what made you kind of sit back and just say, you know what, this is something I need to share with the world?
Well, initially, the letters were just something that I wrote over a period of I spent 8 years incarcerated, and I wrote it like the last 5 years of my incarceration.
Okay.
And I was having a hard time connecting with her.
Mm-hmm.
So on the advice of one of the people I was doing time with, he was like, you know what, you should start writing your daughter. You know, start writing her. At that point, she was like 3, and I wasn't too sure if her mom would be reading the letters to her.
Yeah.
But I took the chance, and I wrote the first letter to her in 2005, December 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And the letter was dated December 27th. She was a New Year's baby, right?
Okay.
So that was like around her
birthday.
her birthday. So and then that's all the letters were dated the 27th of every month after that.
Okay.
So that's why it's called the 27th letters.
Gotcha.
So I started writing those letters, and over time, you know, I won my appeal because I was actually serving a life sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So I won my appeal, and in 2010 I came out, and turning the letters into a book wasn't something I really thought about early on, but then the society and the way we are dealing with parents who are not together and how children suffer because of it was the main reason why I started I put the book together, you know, and it was important for me to see it come through now, you know.
No doubt. Well, that's big. I mean, there's parents, you know, fathers, mothers, whatever, that are out there. They're not incarcerated. They're not in jail doing time, and they don't even take that amount of time out of their day to write a letter or to make a phone call. So for the fact that you did something like that, you obviously wanted to build some kind of bond, even though, you know, you were surrounded by bars and concrete. You know what I mean?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. Like, family was always a big thing to me growing up, you know. So it wasn't no fluke that I started writing those letters, because it really meant that much to me, because I wasn't around my daughter when
sure,
you know, in those pivotal years, because I mean, they say a child learns everything they need to learn. A person learns everything they need to learn in like pretty much the first 5 years.
5-6 years for sure.
And I wasn't there for those years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like, this was my way of writing down my thoughts, my point of view on life, and because I wasn't really too sure what the future held for me. Like I said, I was serving I was serving a life sentence, you know.
Yeah.
So those letters were like lifelines to me, you know.
That was pretty much all you had, you know, to connect you to your daughter. So
yes.
Yeah, no, it's amazing that, you know, you were able to beat the charges or get off and be out and actually, you know, be a part of her life more so than just a piece of paper and some words, you know what I mean? But I think when she gets older, and she, you know, as long as she has those letters and can look back and read it, when she's a woman and has her own understanding about life, she'll appreciate that much, or that so much more. You know what I mean? I
think you're 100% right, and that's part of the reason why I wrote them, because I mean, while I was incarcerated, I'm pretty sure, you know, she must have heard negative stuff about me and so on and so forth, you know. So that's part of the reason. It's like, I mean, like, I wanted to really get to know me, you know what I mean? So so the letters, and like you said, as she gets older now, and maybe she becomes a parent one day, and then she will have a better appreciation of what these letters are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and she can connect to who you were or who you are at that time, not through somebody else's words, but through your own.
Exactly.
Because you're telling her how you feel, or you're telling her what's going on in your head, your life, or what's happening right then.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's really big, man. I definitely think it's something that, you know, it's tough to say. You don't want to be like, oh, more parents in jail need to do this. You know, we need less parents in jail is what we need.
For sure. Well, the system in general needs to
the system needs to be changed and corrected. But that's not going to happen overnight, but it's stuff like this that will at least give some kind of hope to people, especially people that are in or were in the same position you were in and maybe didn't understand how to connect to their children on the outside.
And because there's a lot of barriers. It's not something people really think about, but when you think about it, there's a lot of barriers that you got to overcome as a parent trying to be a parent while incarcerated. I can only imagine. You know what I mean? And it's something I've had friends that were in jail in Kingston, and I used to bring my friends' his son and his daughter and his mom to go visit him. You did that?
Yeah.
That's very honorable, man. That's really good.
When I saw that was before I had my own child, and when I saw what it was like seeing his kids and how they were, I was just like they were happy to see him, but when it was time to go, it was like
big letdown.
And I was like, "Holy shit! I do not ever want to have that feeling." And you could, even though he was staying strong and trying not to break down, you could see it. You know what I mean? You could still see it in the eyes. And
I'll tell you. Leading up to me getting released, I was able to kind of reconnect and talk to the mother of my daughter.
Yeah.
And I actually got to see her a couple of times before I got out. And what you're speaking of, I know exactly what you're speaking of, because after you see them for a couple of hours or however long, sometimes it's PFVs where you have a couple of days with them, but a couple of days, how 365 days is nothing when it comes to your child, right?
No, I know.
So it's like a big letdown. Like you go from this big high of being around them, and then when they're gone, it's like it takes a week for you to just recalibrate yourself.
No, I can only imagine. And that's the one thing. That's the one thing about my friend. Like he's out now. He's running a gym and he's training people. Like he's changed his life around. But at that time,
who's your friend?
My friend Ainsley Robinson.
Okay.
He's a wrestler. He wrestled for Team Canada.
Okay, because I have a friend. I have a friend that's also just got out.
Yeah, well, he's been out for a little while, but
became a trainer. And he's doing like boot camps at Krista Pitts.
Yeah, he was doing all the stuff in the parks with the stay-at-home moms. He was doing it all, but getting his life back on track. And that's what it came down to, because he knew when he got out, he had foundation. He had people that gave a shit about who he was, not just the fact that he did some negative things that got him caught up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't have to face that stigma. And that's another thing you got to deal with when you come out. Is that
it's hard to get a job or harder to get a job. God. Like does everyone want to go and do a work release program or like do all, because you're being taken advantage of usually at that point anyways. People are getting cheap labor or you know what I mean, or trying to get
And that's another thing you got to deal with. Just being home. Is that. The hurdles of trying to find a job, and then even if you find something, you might have a quote-unquote boss who wants to use that to their advantage because they know you've been through certain things that they might want to talk to you a certain way.
Yeah, for sure. Or think they can threaten you with that.
Exactly.
But those are the people that really have no, understanding of what life is really like.
Exactly.
They've been sheltered their whole life. They've been brought up in a system that was totally structured for them, and that's it. Like, just do as you're told.
But that's why it was important for me to go the independent route when I came out, and I started to learn about got into film and photography. Yeah, started my own my home independent studio, 1206 studio.
Yeah,
So
we'll talk about that right after we get back. We're gonna play another track because you got a bunch of performers that are coming through. For the show, and we're gonna play a track by GSC called "The Introduction." And then we'll come back. We'll talk about the show more, and we'll also talk about the production company and everything else you've been doing since you got out.
All right, cool.
All right, so keep it locked right here. Don't go nowhere. Got my man Lanre in the building. You're checking out Canadian Crates, MaximumFM.ca. Yes, everybody, we are back. You are checking out Canadian Crates. I got Lanre in the building. He's the author of his book called 27th Letters, self-published.
Yeah.
All right. And you said it's out right now, and you got a party that you're getting ready to do August 14th.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the production company. You mentioned before we went on break, you started you got out and you realized you needed to start your own way, I guess, your own path and your own business. So let's talk about how that started and what made you get into that.
Well, like I said, just dealing with the stigma of being somebody that was incarcerated, I realized that there's the only one, the best way for me in particular is to go in the independent route. Yeah. And prior to being incarcerated, I was always into film and photography and music too. So I found a way to incorporate all of them, which is I started my own independent studio that I run out of my house.
Okay.
But so
like a production, like actually like recording artists and stuff.
I don't record. I do videos.
For just the video. I thought you meant the videos and actually produce.
Yeah,
like, I get you.
I got homies like RPM Studios who have their own recording studios. So I have affiliations if you want to record too. So that's no problem. Yeah. So I could get you recorded. Your photography done and
video put together,
you know
and everything.
Yeah, so
it's dope.
Yeah, yo. So I started that, and
what's the name of the company again?
1206 Studio.
1206 Studio.
Yeah, just look it up on YouTube. All one word. 1206 Studio. 1206 Studio. So yeah, and as far as I got a couple of mentors. That's another thing about life that sometimes we forget, that you don't need. There's an old-fashioned way of learning stuff, and that's basically doing volunteering. You know what I mean?
Just being around it and seeing it happen in front of your eyes.
So I had a couple of mentors, one on the camera side, just showing me how to work a camera, how it runs, and then another person on the editing side. And then YouTube taught me the rest, and then I kind of got the hang of it, and then I started doing my thing.
Well, it's funny you say YouTube taught you the rest. It's there's so much out there and available, and people always say, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that. In this time, in these days and times, everything is right there in front of you. You can Google how to do anything. Anything.
Buddy. Come on, man.
And there'll be a tutorial and a breakdown. So that's why I kind of smiled when you said that, because it just made me think, like, you had a will and you found a way.
For sure.
You know what I mean? You just didn't sit back and make excuses, or, I was locked up, or no one gave me a chance. You gave yourself a chance. You know what I mean? And that's big, man. A lot of people just kind of sit back and wait for people to try and, bring them their destiny. You know what I mean? You went out there and seized it.
At the end of the day, life is what you make it. You know
Definitely.
what I mean? I could tell you the mitigating factors that got me incarcerated. You know what I mean? And I could also tell you the steps and the energy that I put forth while I was incarcerated to make sure everything went well for me as far as my appeal. So even when I won my appeal, it was no real surprise to me, because I knew. You know what I mean? I knew.
Well, you did the knowledge and you broke it down and you fought for what you felt was right, and that was your freedom.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Straight.
Dope.
But that's so the production companies I've been doing that for a couple of years now, like 3 or 4 years. As you heard, like the introduction track that you just played by GSC.
Yep.
I did the video for that, so you can look that up.
Dope.
So yeah.
So where can people find you as far as on social media, just if they want to get in touch, know about the party, know about the book, or about video production?
Well, first of all, as far as the production company, you can holler at me on Facebook. It's Lanre Onbey. You know what I mean? LANREONBEY. And then as far as Instagram and Twitter, it's Lanre Obey, LANREOBEY. So just holler at me, send me a DM or whatever. And and as far as the event now, that's something like I'm really looking forward to. It's gonna be like, it's really a celebration. And
definitely.
I've reached out to some local businesses to get some prizes that I'm gonna have there.
Okay.
So I got door prizes and raffle prizes. You know. So I'm gonna have a couple of merchant, some 27 letters merch that I'm gonna have too.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's gonna be a fun event. I mean, it's only $10 to get in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have tickets.
A bunch of artists performing as well.
Yeah. Like I got like 12 artists: Fade, GSC, M3G, Asim, Beast, Chop Z, Mikey G, Roots K, Miss Taj, Iron Chic, Red or Reds, and Ethics and Primo.
Damn.
So like
it's a packed event.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun night, and it's at Lula Lounge, August 14th, 2016. I mean, doors open at 8, and the show starts at 9.
Okay.
And you don't want to be late, and you don't want to miss this. It's gonna be
no doubt.
It's gonna be a fun event.
No doubt. And the book, like I was saying, it's self-published, but where can people get at you if they want to buy the book, if they want to get a copy?
Well, I have a website for the book. It's called 27thletters.com.
Yep.
Or you could hit me up personally if you're in the city. I'll deliver it personally to you. But if you're out of town, out of country, it's 27thletters.com. 27thletters.com.
Nice.
That's
dope, man. That's dope. Well, I'm glad you came by. I'm glad we were able to share a bit of your story and let people know,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no doubt. So we got another track we're going to get into, another video I think that you shot, End of Days.
End of Days by
Dre Bars.
Dre Bars, one of the best in the city.
Dope. So any last things, anything else you want to say just before we get out of here? Any shout outs, anything like that?
Well, I want to big up my homie D. He's on the camera right now. That's
big up D.
That's my main dude right there, yo. Like it's funny how we met too, and we just been vibing ever since.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So shout out to my Empress and my children, my daughter. Everything is blessed. I can't really complain. I take it easy. You know. So
one day at a time.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why I say it. But,
one day at a time.
Yeah, but it's funny how you learn stuff like that when you're basically forced to. You're forced to, you know what I mean, really kind of break down how life should be or is.
And it's a choice too. There are a lot of people that find themselves in a messed up position like yourself, and like you said, they make excuses.
Yeah.
Like while I was incarcerated, like I said, I got into physical fitness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Writing
the letters was therapeutic in its own self. You know.
Doubt.
So there's this stuff. There was actually a program that allowed you to read bedtime stories. They record you.
Yeah.
They read bedtime stories for your child, and they send the tape.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So like.
That's
you would think that's a program that guys would take advantage of.
Yeah, but
only a few people turn off for that.
Yeah.
So it's at the end of the day, it's all a choice.
Yeah.
So don't tell me nothing else. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
It's all a choice.
Yes, it is. It is indeed. And people have a choice, and they should go out there and check you out. Check out Lanre. You can get him on Facebook. You can check him out on Twitter, everything. So it's Lanre Obey, Obey.
Yeah.
Or Onbey, sorry, Onbey.
Yeah, that's on
Facebook.
On Facebook.
Okay,
and the other one is Obey, Lanre Obey.
Right. All right. Cool.
And the book is there on the internet, so you can get it from Amazon. There's a link to it to get it off Amazon and whatnot.
Nice.
So 27thletters.com.
There it is.
And the feedback's been great. I've had a tenure professor tell me after reading my book that she had to reassess some of the stuff about life that she thought about.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take it in, and I'm sure myself.
I'd love to hear your feedback.
Yeah. No,
too.
I definitely will. I'll take it in, and I'll let you know, man. Because to me, it's very interesting. You know what I mean? How you took this path to really connect with your daughter at a time when you had really no connection.
Straight.
You know what I mean? So,
but like I said, it's a choice.
Yeah,
it's a choice.
But you chose to do it, and now look where you are.
Beautiful.
Definitely, man.
Thank you.
You're making a lot of good choices now.
Thank you.
No doubt. So keep it locked right here. Make sure you support the movement, support the book, everything. Go out to the event on the 14th if you can, and just keep supporting it, man.
You know what? Shout out to you too, because I see what you're doing with your child and the community. Man. Definitely. This man's a good father. He's a great man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anytime, come through, promote whatever you're promoting. Even videos, man. Come through, because we got a video channel now. So,
word?
Yeah. So
let me know.
So keep it locked right here. We're going to get into Dre Bar's End of Days, MaximumFM.ca.